Aiden had always enjoyed solitude. After a rough breakup and years of living with roommates, he finally had a place of his own, an old but cozy apartment on the outskirts of town. It wasn't perfect. The floors creaked and the walls were thin, but it was his. The bathroom, though, was strange. The mirror above the sink was massive, stretching from wall to wall. It was old, with a few scratches on the surface. The landlord had warned him that the mirror had been there for decades, but Aiden didn't care. It gave the bathroom a vintage look, and he liked that. The first few days in the apartment were uneventful. He worked long hours, came home late, and fell asleep watching TV. But soon something felt off. "You're not scared, are you?" Jake smirked, flicking his flashlight toward Lisa. Lisa rolled her eyes, hugging her jacket closer against the night chill. "Scared? Of an old abandoned asylum? Please." The ruins of Blackwood Asylum loomed before them, its jagged silhouette standing against the full moon. The town had countless legends about it. Patients who went mad, doctors who performed twisted experiments, and most chilling of all, the story of the last patient. Nobody knew his real name, only that he had been locked inside room 306 before the asylum shut down. The record said he was too dangerous to release, yet when the asylum closed, the staff left in a hurry. They left him behind. No one ever found his body. "All right, let's do this," Jake said, stepping toward the iron gates. Lisa hesitated. "Are you sure?" "They say no one comes back the same after going inside." Jake laughed. "Exactly why we have to go. Think about the views this will get." He waved his phone. "People eat this stuff up." Lisa sighed. "Fine, but if we die, I'm haunting you first." The second they stepped inside, the air changed. It was colder, heavier. The main hall was a graveyard of rusted wheelchairs, overturned hospital beds, and shattered glass. The walls were covered in eerie graffiti, most of it warnings. "Don't look at him. He's still here. Room 306 is hungry." Jake snorted. "People really go all out with this stuff, huh?" Lisa wasn't so sure. Something felt wrong. The hallway stretched into darkness, the flashlight beam barely cutting through the thick air. Then a noise. A faint dragging sound echoed from the corridor ahead. Lisa grabbed Jake's arm. "Did you hear that?" Jake grinned. "Come on, let's check it out." Against every ounce of common sense, they followed the sound. At the end of the corridor, a single door stood slightly open. The number 306 hung crookedly above it. Jake nudged Lisa. "Ladies first." She glared. "No way." Jake laughed and pushed the door open. Inside was a single chair bolted to the floor, old restraints hanging from its arms. Dried stains covered the walls, stains that looked too much like blood. And in the corner, a rotting straitjacket. Lisa stepped back. "We should go." Jake ignored her, stepping toward the chair. "They say the last patient was so dangerous, they had to keep him locked up alone. No visitors, no human contact." Lisa swallowed. "So what happened to him?" Jake shrugged. "Some say he starved to death. Others say he's still here." Lisa frowned. "That doesn't make sense. He would have..." Bang! The door slammed shut. Lisa screamed, spinning around. "Jake, open it!" Jake yanked the handle. It wouldn't budge. Then, a whisper, low, raspy, hungry. "You shouldn't be here." Jake's flashlight flickered. Lisa's breath caught. The chair was empty a second ago. Now it wasn't. A figure sat there. Skin stretched too tight, eyes sunken deep into black sockets, mouth twisted into a grin too wide for a human face. The last patient. He turned his head slowly toward them and whispered, "I see you." Jake shoved Lisa toward the door. "Move!" The flashlight died. The room was swallowed by pitch-black darkness. Then, the whisper came again. "Running won't help." Lisa banged on the door. Help! Somebody help! Jake fumbled for his phone. I got a lighter. Hold on. A hand grabbed his wrist. Cold, thin, bone-like fingers. Jake screamed. The lighter flicked on. The last patient was inches from his face. Its eyes were empty, but its mouth, it moved in slow, unnatural jerks, as if trying to form words. You are mine. Jake felt something wrap around his throat. Lisa grabbed his arm, yanking him back. The lighter went out. Jake gasped. The grip was gone. The room was silent. Then, a loud shriek exploded through the air. Lisa turned. Jake was gone. Lisa's heart pounded. Jake! No answer. Then she saw it. A trail of blood leading down the hallway. Trembling, she followed it. The trail ended at an open doorway. Inside was an old mirror. Lisa hesitated, then stepped closer and screamed. The reflection wasn't hers. It was Jake. But he wasn't himself. His mouth was stitched shut, his eyes black pits of suffering. He raised a shaking hand, pointing behind her. Lisa spun around. The last patient stood inches away, grinning. Your turn, it whispered. The mirror shattered. Darkness swallowed her whole. Days later, authorities found Lisa's phone outside the asylum gates. The last video was 7 seconds long. A grainy shot of the mirror in room 306. A reflection of Lisa and Jake. Only their mouths were stitched shut, and behind them, a third figure, smiling. The last patient had new friends, and the asylum door was open again.